All right, welcome back. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, we have 359 cop stories. Look them up, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes, depending on content. Vice, narcotics, gangs, patrol stuff, naked people through parks. A lot of Vice stuff. You understand what Vice is. I'll explain it when I go in there. People don't really know what Vice encompasses. A lot of neat Vice stories. Some are really funny, some are very funny, some are gross, some are extremely gross. So look them up. On that same site, we're coming up 180 questions and answers. So ask me a question, I'll answer you directly, and we'll put it on tape like we're doing now. Okay, so here's, if you want to ask me a question, just straight, oh well, email me at rsbcopstories@gmail.com, whatever angle is appropriate, okay? All right, so the next question came up is, were you injured in your career? Well, 35 years, I'd say the first, trying to look at here, no, I got hit later on. I was going to say the first few years of my career I got injured. No, it covers everything, okay? I'll give you the first one, and you know, it's funny because, you know, people think, you know, officer gets hurt and, you know, oh my gosh, you know, what dynamic thing did you do? Did you drag people out of houses like I did in one of the stories, burning houses? Did you, you know, save a child from jumping out of a building? Did you pull out a drunk driver out of a car? Did you, you know, how did you get hurt? Oh my gosh, it's got to be heroic, okay? Yeah, I'll show you heroic. Okay, here we go, okay? Working as a plainclothes unit, chasing burglars, okay? What we do is this is really an aside note, this is how we do burglars. We had a lot of heroin addict burglars and thieves in our division. It's in East LA, it's mostly Latino. So what you would do is a lot of old school housing areas, which means they had alleys. And you don't think if you're a heroin addict, you're gonna walk down the sidewalk? No, you walk them down alleys. You run through backyards. Why? Because you can be stealth and the cops don't go down alleys. Because I never like to go down alleys because I usually get a flat tire, the police cars, because it's all junk back there. But that's where I wound up going, and I wound up getting a lot of flat tires when I was a patrolman because that's where the action is, in the alleys. So anyway, so we're working a special unit. We're going to plainclothes with my partner, big guy. I told you stories before. This guy ran away from a spider, and 240-pound linebacker, and he's running like squealing like a 3-year-old over an ant or a spider. Anyway, great guy though. Oh my gosh, just a gentle giant. So we're working burglars. Well, we go down the street, and we see what we think is a heroin addict walking between the houses away from us, and he turns the corner. He's in somebody's yard, and he turns the corner, and he disappears. Okay, so we see that. We have to get around and have to come back, and we jump out of the car to chase him to go to the backyard because he's not supposed to be in there. We're investigating a possible crime. Okay, we had an old Plymouth, and the doors in the old cars, a lot of young people will not know this, but a lot of the SUVs are that way now. The cars went from having no frame around the window, straight into the door, to having the old ones had frames around you open the door, that window was framed with metal. Okay, depends on what models you have. Nowadays we've got some that are back to that being that way, but for a long time there wasn't any. Just the window just came down, nothing there. With the window up, it was just a window sitting in the door. Well, this had a frame, so I jump out at full speed. I'm the passenger, and I jam my hand on the frame. Okay, and it hurt, and I thought I just hit my funny bone. That's what it felt like, only 10 times harder, but I thought, okay. I run backyard, and sure enough, as I get around that backyard, that's how fast these guys are. He had turned that corner, jumped in a window, and he was hanging out the window putting down a VCR player. That's how fast he must have been right by the window, because I come around the corner, and he didn't even see me. He's already got he's facing the house with the window. He's got a bag of stuff, and he's got the VCR player, and he's pulling it off the window when I come around the corner. That's how fast he was. Maybe by the time we saw him, maybe 3 minutes by the time we got around. And so remember, these guys are pros. They're not going to be around for a long time. They know when the neighbors see something, they're going to call the cops. They know the cops' response is anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes to get through. The calls made, the dispatch, they know all that. These are professional thieves. They know that if they get in there within 2 or 3 or 4 minutes, they're going to get away fast. Okay, so as he's coming out the back, he sees us. We don't yell police. I never yell police until I'm really on the guy. Why? Why give the guy a head start? Partner's right behind me. Guy turns to run. On my side, I reach out to grab him. Well, hand A worked very well. Hand B, as soon as I grip, I thought I almost went to my knees. It hurt so bad. Okay, so I grabbed him by the collar. I tried to pull him back, and I'm screaming. Partner thought I got hit. Okay, here comes this 245-pound linebacker, full speed, just knocks this guy. Look at one of those football plays where they hit somebody from behind, and he kind of goes like that. You know, you watch the spine snap. He went like that, and down he went. And of course, my partner's on him. I mean, I heard cracking knuckles, and which turned out to be his ribs, and all kinds of stuff going on here. Okay, so he takes him down, and I'm like, oh, you know, and so he he's grabbing his testicles. He's a heroin addict. He's trying to get away. So my partner, we used to grab shirt and testes to stop him, because we found out that where the testes go, the mind goes. Okay, they stop fighting because they don't want to hurt the private parts. So we did this all the time. So as soon as he did that, the guy's so I'm like, I grab one hand, I go, and my partner, are you okay? No, I'm not. Okay, so we cuffed the guy, and I'm like, oh, and I look down at my hand, and now it's like this, right along in here. Okay, so I broke something in there. Obviously, I'll tell you what it is later. Okay, fine. So he goes, did you hit him? I said, no, I got out of the car. I go, out of the car. Here we go. Heroic thing, saving people from fires. Hit the damn car frame. Okay, 1968 freaking satellite Plymouth that ruined my hand. Okay. So we're I can't do anything except pick up the bag of goodies. So my partner's a big guy. He's got the VCR under his arm. He's got the suspect in one hand. We're walking to the front. The car's still there against the curb. Doors are open because And so then there was 3 teams, 6 officers doing this, and we usually worked an area, maybe mile square. So we're always crossing each other looking for these heroin addicts, because heroin addicts hit spots and we try to hit the hot spots. So a supervisor saw our car sitting there. As soon as we walked out, he's getting out of his car. Can you imagine? You're a supervisor of these people. You look over at one of your guys' cars, doors are open, and where is everybody? Because we didn't really broadcast what we're doing because we don't have time. We're undercover kind of thing. We're trying to sneak up on criminals. So, we have radios, but we were just kind of busy at that time. Anyway, so as we're walking out, he's coming up. He goes, what do you got? He goes, oh, this is great. And he goes, and I'm like this. He goes, what's wrong with you? And I go, look. He goes, oh, shoot. He goes, what? I said, I hit the, what? Oh, my. Okay, so he calls another unit. I take the suspect away. My partner drives me to the hospital. He goes with me, the supervisor. And so, how'd you do it? It's kind of embarrassing. Kind of like saying I fell on the bathroom floor or something, Because these doctors and nurses, all the nurses are, like I told you in one of my other stories, most of the nurses in this small little hospital were either married or dating policemen, so very pro-police, and they see all kinds of injuries, cops fighting and everything else. Here I come in there, I hit my door frame. What? Nobody could believe that. I said, I did. So the doctor goes, oh, okay, let's see what you got here. So he's trying to move it around. It's really, oh man. So get the x-ray on it. Yeah, you broke the 5th metacarpal, right down the middle here, and you're done. Okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. We're gonna set it, place it into place, then we're gonna set it in the cast, and you gotta come back in 3 or 4 days, make sure it's healed right, otherwise we'll break it again. Come on, I don't want to hear that. Come on. But I guess anybody that's had broken things like that, that's what they do. That's standard operating procedure. So I'm like, oh, come on, do it right the first time. Oh, okay, I'm really smart ass with this. Doctors, I'm hey, I got 3 years on. I'm a tough guy, Flat stomach, full head of hair. I'm macho. Yeah, right, I'm macho. I'm almost in tears. This thing hurts so bad. That's macho. So they said everything else, put it on there. And, I was off for like a week to make sure I'm okay, or maybe 5 days. And then come back to work, which is a nightmare. I show up, because everybody knows now, my supervisors, that they have a GIMP. They call them GIMPs in the unit. Where everybody's, one thing about police work, you got to be able-bodied to do police work. You can't be, even I've seen we saw a guy on cops the other night, they had an artificial leg, one of the Florida law enforcement agencies. Tremendous. I'm getting on a side thing here, but to get that level, we had one that had his hand blew off on a bomb scare back in the late 60s. Had a hook there. He came back full duty. But to do that, the city, because of liability, and the department has to certify you. You have to go through the same physical agility, the same gun shooting. Everything has to be exactly what an officer could do. You pass those tests, you hit the field. Well, there's no way. I mean, I had a half cast through here, and then half cast through here, and then a full cast all the way up here to keep immobilized. Okay, so I'm done. So I'm sitting at roll call, the head sergeant goes, okay, and we got a GIMP. I know it's me, man. He goes, yeah, he says what I told you. Oh, yeah, we got burning buildings. We have people trapped. Officers are trapped. I'm like, come on, man. He goes, yeah. So nobody's really heard what happened. Everybody's like, what, because, you hear that some officer got hurt, and that's it. You're busy doing your thing. You don't really see my partner knew what's going on, but he's working with somebody else. And he went on about, oh, yeah, we have people taking out of burning cars. We have gunfire out there. And he goes, and this a-hole breaks his hand on the door frame of his car. Oh, great. 35 guys are laughing at me. So I go, well, if I could give you a finger, Sarge, I'd give you one, but I can't. That was pretty good. He was a good guy. So anyway, that was pretty funny. So the next, 8 weeks, I worked inside on the desk. Okay. So this would be like, I'm not bragging. This is just anybody that my age, my level of work here. It'd be like getting the guy that just won the Kentucky Derby, the horse, and say it was his first win, and he's got a career ahead of him. He's a young guy, okay? or girl, whatever, might win. And he won the Kentucky Derby. And now for the next 8 weeks, you're going to have him pull a little ice cream truck around and sell ice cream for the kids. Okay, that's the analogy I got. Or you're going to put a saddle on him at Griffith Park and give rides in an 8-foot circle for the kids to pay $1.50 for a ride. Okay, that's what I felt like. Okay, I'm ready to go, man, and I can't go anywhere. So I had to work the desk and listen to these people, answer phone calls with people that have aluminum foil in their head, and the marshals are coming, that kind of stuff. Okay, people coming in with their kid that's got arrested, they want to complain. Answering the phone, everything you can think of, calling it, because people get lonely, and I had to work them. Sometimes I worked the 6 in the evening till 2 in the morning shift, which is the the busiest, and the most calls come in. People don't call communications downtown 911. That's emergency calls. They call these stations to talk about everything else, and they even try to resolve things on the phone. Oh, my neighbor's dog is barking. Oh, you should call Animal Control. Well, I did, but they did nothing. Oh my God. Oh, I'm talking to my aunt I haven't seen in 10 years. Telling me about her problems with her hemorrhoids and whoever else she's telling me about. I don't want to hear this. Okay. And a policeman, you hear this. On a side note, as a policeman in a large active family, you get all these friends of the family, and what do they want to talk about? The ticket they didn't deserve 2 months ago, or oh my gosh, my son got stopped in the park. Why? And finally I just got real, like one lady said, one of my wife's friends, well, my son got run, he was running to the school and the police stopped for no reason. I'm getting a side note here. What do you mean no reason? Well, what time? Well, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, well, where was he at? Well, he's inside the school. Well, it's a shortcut, he jumps the fence. Okay, now I got a guy that's running through a school trespassing at 3 o'clock in the morning. And she's telling me why, did she tell the cop stop because he had long hair? This is the kind of stuff you get when I work at the desk, okay? So I go, well, I said, here, you can stop. You don't like it because he's got long hair. I said, oh, okay. You know, I can stop this. What's that? Well, tell him not to cut through schools at night, jumping fences. Any fence that he jumped is wrong. Any wall or fence that someone has to jump, you're not supposed to be there. Oh. And by the way, if he has long hair and you think he's getting stopped with long hair, take him to a barber and cut it off. I said, you don't see actors with short haircuts parted down the side looking like, all these actors nowadays, even, what's his name, the Angelina Jolie's ex-husband, Brad Pitt. You guys look clean cut, man. Pour it down the middle, clean cut hair. You look clean cut. You won't get stopped by the cops. You got long hair and look like a wacko. I can't tell what cut his hair. I'm just telling you you're giving me stuff that he's got problems with, and he can solve every one of them. Well, I don't like his clothes. What does he wear? Oh, he wears all black clothing. I said, ma'am, it could be a burglar. Burglars wear that. Oh, I didn't know that. Burglars wear dark clothing. How about a pastel shirt or something once in a while? I'm trying to lecture these people how to raise their damn kids. You think I like doing that? Hell no. I'm back to that racehorse to give you people's rides for $1.50 in a circle. I carried a gun, almost emptied it. I'm almost left it without bullets. So someday the death says, you know what? I'm done. That's how animated I am about this. I'm a street cop. I'm not supposed to be inside doing this. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so I rambled on. I'm out of time. I hope you enjoyed this one. But it's exactly the truth, man. Alphas don't want to be inside at all. Okay, thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
That officer was mean.